In today's episode, we will look at a fairly important element of Waterjet machines, namely, what is an abrasive? Here in front of me I have 5 glasses with various types of abrasives. On my left we have abrasive garnet and quartz sand, corundum, glass granules, and olivine in a cool green color. The abrasive is an important element in Waterjet machines, because as you know, water is only a carrier, and the quality of the abrasive influences the quality of the cutting and the speed of machining the material. The most valued abrasive for processing is the one that has a high hardness, high density, and isometric shape, i.e. it has a lot of sharp edges. Basic classification of abrasives is related to their origin. Here on the table we have 2 abrasives of synthetic origin, corundum or aluminium oxide and glass granules. The others, sand, garnet and olivine, are of natural origin. And now a few words about each material. Corundum is a very hard mineral, second only to diamond. Chemically it is aluminium oxide, sometimes with an admixture of iron, chromium and titanium. Due to its hardness, it is suitable for the production of abrasive materials and is mainly used in the defense industry for cutting hard materials such as armor. Quartz sand then. Quartz is the most common mineral in nature and was the first abrasive used in cutting and cleaning. Olivine sand is much more expensive than quartz and less frequently used. The advantage of this abrasive is the lack of silica dust, which allows its use in dry blasting without water protection. It is used for cutting glass because it reduces spatter formation. Next, garnet. Garnet is the most popular abrasive used in hydroblasting technology. In nature there are many varieties of garnet with different chemical compositions, due to which they come in different colors. Commonly, garnet is a waste material in the process of obtaining other minerals. Glass granules. Quartz melted to the form of a regular ball shape, usually used for beading in the cleaning process. That's enough theory for now. Time to check the abrasives in action, and Kamil will help us here. He will show us what this test will consist of. In a moment we will conduct a test, which will consist of 2 stages. The first of which will consist of measuring the flow of abrasive, thanks to which we will obtain the bulk density. It will be the only parameter that we will take into account in the software. We will change it to compare the ability of these different abrasives that we have prepared for processing compared to garnet. The test results are as shown. The second stage of the test will consist of cutting out individual elements using each of the abrasives. For this purpose we have prepared a program. It's a triangle which consists of 3 different cutting edges. We've taken quality levels 1, 3 and 5 into account. So let's see what results the test will show us. Time for a summary. The aim of our test was to check whether it is possible to cut with an abrasive other than garnet, and it turns out that it is. Our test concerned this particular material, stainless steel with a thickness of 10 mm. As you can see, not every abrasive could fully handle it, because with the quartz, sand and glass granules there was a problem with the first quality. It was necessary to run the machine twice to get full cuts. It was only when Kamil changed something in the settings, changed the index, which made the machine slow down twice, that we were able to cut it the first time. Corundum very quickly wears out machine elements such as, for example, the head. That's why corundum is only used in situations where you need to cut a really hard material and we're not too concerned about the costs, as the work needs to be finished soon. Sand then. At first glance, it would seem to be an ideal medium for cutting, as it's cheap and commonly available. Let's take a closer look at the working time of the machine. We can calculate it in a very simple way, and with garnet the cost is 89 PLN, whereas in the case of sand it is 64 PLN. You might think, great, it's cheaper, I'll take it. But that's not entirely true. To cut with the same quality, you have to double the time and so double the cost. And now it's not 64 PLN but 128 PLN to cut the same element with sand compared to garnet. This is not the only reason why sand isn't used. Another is that sand is hygroscopic, so it absorbs moisture. Let's suppose you buy 2, 3, 4 tons of sand. You presume you have enough for a long time to come. If it turns out that there's moisture in your storage, the sand draws it in and then lumps are formed which are hard to crush. It no longer has the appropriate gradation and thus it blocks the tube and you have to stop working. As a result, the working time is extended and you use twice as much sand for the same job. You also need to service the equipment twice as often, which generates additional costs. The last aspect is the quality of the cut element and the possibility of the repeatability of the process. Garnet, as the manufacturer provides, gives this guarantee and sand doesn't. As you can see in this sample, quite a few cones were formed. Therefore, Omax knew what it was doing when it chose garnet and not any other abrasive. It provides the perfect balance between quality, speed, repeatability, and all other aspects. If you have any questions, suggestions, please go down to the comments section and write what you think about all this. For now, it's goodbye and see you later in the next episode.